Hi everyone, Mauricio Garcia here, and I want to invite you to an exclusive webinar that is all about you. I don't know you yet, and most likely we are different in many ways, but I'm sure that one thing we have in common is that we both want to live a richer life for ourselves and our families. That is why this webinar is going to be a good investment of your time. In this exclusive event, I will show you a system that has allowed me to make millions of dollars. It literally took me from earning a minimum wage to now generate over $1 million in a single year. And I know that it can help you do the same or even better. I don't take credit for the system since I learned it from a Hall of Fame entrepreneur who has made close to $1 billion with it. But even more amazing is that he has shared this system with other people who up to this day has generated over $2 billion combined. It's very hard to find another mentor who can prove these kind of numbers. So this conference is really for two types of people. The first is people who are currently employed but really know nothing about business and are not exposed to the world of entrepreneurship at all. And if that's you, this webinar is going to show you how you can go from scratch to starting your own business, getting clients, and making a lot of money very quickly. The other group of people are people who already have an existing business, people who are self-employed or consider themselves entrepreneurs. So if that is you, this webinar is going to show you how to really explode your income and earn even more. So if you fall into any of these two categories, this webinar is for you and you're really going to get a lot of value from it. If you're not familiar with my story, it begins with me working at a big cell phone company assembling batteries. My plan was to follow the same path that all my high school friends were following, which was to go to college and maybe one day I could get a good job with benefit and a 401k plan. But one day that all changed overnight. It turns out that without my college counselor knowing, he convinced me not to go to college when he was trying to sell me on why I should get a bachelor's degree and then a master's by describing how much of a salary each degree could help me earn every year. To this day, he doesn't know that the conversation we had that afternoon caused a complete opposite effect on me because the figures he mentioned as potential income, even with a master's degree, were very dismotivating since it wasn't that much more than I was already earning as a full-time employee assembling cell phone batteries. So I decided to drop out and try entrepreneurship in the biggest industry in the world, which is, of course, the money industry. Earning that $100,000 the very first year as an entrepreneur confirmed that maybe I made the right decision and that maybe I was onto something. $100,000 was not really a huge fortune, but it sure was more than I made working at the cell phone company and more than my friends were going to make right out of college. My curiosity made me research more about this industry I had just got involved in and came across many articles in national publications that all ranked this career as the one with the highest probability to make those who get involved into millionaires. That convinced me to commit 100% and to go all in and really become a professional in this market. In the beginning, my goal being an employee was to make a six-figure income. Then, once I was making six figures as an entrepreneur, my second goal was to make $1 million in 12 months. I was stuck between $150,000 and $180,000 per year until one day I was introduced to the very person who created a system that has made hundreds of millionaires in this niche and who amassed close to $1 billion in personal wealth. He showed me his business model, And today, thanks to my mentor and his system, I'm on track to make over $1 million in a 12-month period. It's been 4 years since I came across my current mentor, a true visionary who has built 2 separate multi-billion-dollar companies, and he was the one who helped me finally crack the code. Thanks to his teachings and system, I was able to learn the steps he used to generate hundreds of millions of dollars personally, and the steps his students have used to become financially independent. The first year I followed the system, I made over $275,000. The second, $380,000. The third, $550,000. And now I'm on track to make $1 million in rolling 12 months. So this webinar is going to show you the methods my mentors shared with me and the things my current team members are doing to achieve life-changing results. On this webinar, we're going to cover one thing. I'm going to show you the system and the exact process that I'm using right now in my business to generate more money than I thought possible when I was an employee. So what I encourage you to do right now is click the button on the right-hand side and register for the webinar. Also, on this webinar, I'm going to be handing out this book, which is the ultimate system to help you increase your income. This book can quite frankly help you exponentially grow any business. The content here has generated over $2 billion in compensation to the people who have used it so far. And it took me from being stuck at a job earning a mediocre hourly wage to be on track to earn $1 million in a single year. This is simply breakthrough content that you're not going to find anywhere else. And if you register for this webinar right now and you show up, you're going to be giving this book for free. So what I encourage you to do right now is click that green button on the right-hand side and register for this value-packed webinar. And if you're skeptical and are having doubts about registering for this free webinar, well, that's totally fine. I understand that there are a lot of people out there on the internet that tell you they can help you increase your income. But the only way you will see that this is the real deal and that this system delivers on its promise is by attending the webinar. So I hope that you are of the few that can put skepticism aside. After all, there is no cost to attend this webinar. This system I'm going to share with you is the real deal. We've got the case studies and the testimonials to back it up. And if you register and show up to the webinar, I will share with you the track record and the thousands of success stories so that you don't have to take just my word for it. I encourage you to click that green button right now, register for the webinar, lock in a time, and I look forward to seeing you there and look forward to presenting the information that will help you take your income to a higher level. Thanks.